Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. Today's video, I actually want everybody to chip in and say something about this. I'm going to show you guys this clip. Just listen to this lady.
Hello people, my name is Ifeoma. I'm a doctor. I've been married to this man, Pius Ambo of Channels Television for 6 years. And for 6 years, I've known no peace in this marriage. It's been from one woman to another. Sleeps from one woman. Just had a baby. It was a cesarean section just about 4 weeks ago. Just because I told him to spend wisely and not spend on women so recklessly, considering that we have 4 children and these children have to be trained. That's why I got this beating. Tried to strangle me and all that. Sat on my incision and everything. My children were crying. And I was pregnant with this child. When the pregnancy was 3 months. It was the same thing. He would sit on my stomach, hit me, try to strangle me and all that. Calling him out, he works with Channels TV. His name is Pius Iroja Angbo from Benue State.
Mommy, sorry.
Thank you. Just for you to know, I thought I got married to a fellow human being. Though I saw a paper where he wrote prayer requests. Even before he got married, I stumbled into that paper here. He wrote, thank God for saving him from hatred and abuse for women.
Do you want to wake up,
Obviously,
baby?
it's still on. You can see my face. It is all my soul.
After that happened, the video hit social media and it went viral. And people were speaking from left, right, and center about it. And then what happened? The governor of the state decided to reconcile them. I call that reconcile in quote. After the so-called reconciliation, this is what she had to say.
First of all, I sincerely want to thank the governor of the state. He's really shown he's a father. I thank you, sir, for in the midst of your busy schedules, you've made out time to talk to us and advise us. I've taken your counsel, sir, and going forward, I intend to make my marriage work. I accept your apology, my husband. And to my people in Imo State, they were not happy about what happened at all. I please also want to plead with you to forgive my husband. And to my Auntie China, I also want to thank you. You've been like a mother to me here and a sister. Thank you for everything you've done. And to the rest of the world, I want you to have a place in your hearts to forgive my husband. In this time, I need your prayers for my family and my children. We have 4 children who are still very tender. And all we need now is your prayers. Thank you.
And after that, there's a post going viral on Facebook. People are saying that she said, "Mind your business and leave my family alone. I have reconciled with my husband. Going forward, I want to make my marriage work. All we need now is your prayers." Dr. Mrs. Ifeoma Ambo. I want to touch on few things, right? Let me just say a few things that I have on my mind. There are some people that feel like it's a closed chapter. They don't want to talk about it because they said she wants to make her marriage work, and all of those things. Let's forget it's not all about her. There's another woman right now that's going through exact same problem. So this is not about her. This is beyond her. And the truth is this, right? Some people think domestic violence is getting worse. I personally don't think it's getting worse. It's getting filmed. It's getting filmed, and we are beginning to actually see it. I grew up in a home where there was domestic violence. I've shared the story of finding my mother lifeless. I've shared the story, and In my case, there was no video, so people don't see it. But I grew up in that house and I know what I went through as a child, seeing that. I remember going to school and being afraid while I'm in school that by the time I get home, my mom will be dead. I couldn't tell my friends. I couldn't tell the teachers. I couldn't tell anyone. But I know that I was traumatized as a child. I was absolutely traumatized as a child. The image of finding my mother lying on the floor, and I remember when I lifted my mother's hand and her hand flopped. That is an image that has never left me. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because, one, I want people to know that it's not necessarily getting worse. It's actually getting filmed. And secondly, remember that it's not all about the man and the wife. It's also about the children. That is how some children grow up being damaged because of the household they grew up in. A friend of mine in Europe was having domestic violence issues and the neighbors called the police, and she never called the police because we're Nigerians. You can't call, how are you going to call police for your husband? Then if you call police for your husband, they will say it in Nigeria that, can you imagine she called police for her husband? She never called the police. One day it got so bad, the neighbors called the police. And when the police came and they asked her, she said there was nothing wrong. But do you know what they told her? They said, the next time we come here, we will take these children away. We come here, but you don't tell us what's going on. But the thing is this, these children do not deserve to live in this kind of a household. You know why? Because it's beyond the couple. There are children, innocent children involved. So if you feel like, oh, well, she said we should mind our business, let's think about the innocent children. Another thing I want to talk about is this. This lady, if you listen to what she said, listen, she thanked the governor and she thanked him for his counsel. And then she said, I've taken your counsel, sir. Listen, she said, I've taken your counsel, sir. Going forward, I intend to make my marriage work. I don't know how that sounds to you guys, but the way I hear it, it comes across like the counsel was, make your marriage work.
I've taken your counsel, sir, and going forward, I intend to make my marriage work.
Going forward, I intend to make my marriage work. Don't forget, this is a wife beating. See, why it's important to address this area is that we come from a society that always tell women, save your marriage, make your marriage work. Some of our women have been, told for years that it is in your hands to make your marriage work. No matter what the man does, he's cheating on you, he's beating you up, he's wasting family funds, he's whatever he does, he's alcoholic. They always tell you, look, listen, you are a woman. You have to make your marriage work. This is a woman that was just abused, and she's making a comment saying she intends to make her marriage work. Let's not forget that this is not just about the beating aspect of it. This is also a womanizer sleeping around. According to her, the day he brings in infection to the home, to her, what's going to happen? What if she gets HIV or some form of STD? So this thing about making women feel like the power to save their marriage is all in their hands. This is a woman that's been abused, and she's coming up to say she intends to make her marriage work. As if it does not take two for marriage to work. No matter how submissive you are as a woman, no matter how much work you put into your marriage, if a man decides that beating you is something he loves to do for fun, you are in big trouble. Let me tell you guys something. This is another area I want you guys to say what your opinions are. Are you telling me that if this lady was the daughter of the governor, I can bet you guys that husband will be locked up already without question. If this lady was the sister of the governor, I bet you that guy will not be seeing the light of day in a very long time. If this lady, Ifeyiwa, was the daughter of the governor, that he would send his daughter back to her abuser. Have you guys seen her face? Have you seen that face? No matter what, I'm not saying couples should not reconcile. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: under normal circumstance, first thing first, domestic abuse is an offense. It's a crime. punishable by law. So before anything else, let justice prevail. Some of those men go for rehabilitation after they've gone to jail or whatever their punishments are. But then this one, a governor just steps in. Did you guys hear this? When she was 3 months pregnant, he sat on her tummy. She just had a baby 4 weeks ago, and he sat on her incision. She had a cesarean section. She said he tried to strangle her, and the governor is sending her back to this man. 6 years, she said she has known no peace. You see, another area where people are looking at other people's marriages and be like, oh, look at that medical doctor. She's a medical doctor. Her husband is a broadcaster. And, they have 4 children. And people looking at them from the outside. She said 6 years, she has not had peace. If you did not know, you will not know. He's been doing it for a long time. For a long time. Another thing I want to talk about is this. Let me tell you, some of these men that are so violent, because they know that when it comes to strength, men are built naturally with more strength. And I can bet you that a lot of these men can never fight another man outside. When I saw this picture that I used as a thumbnail, and I got the message straight away, because basically it's just a picture saying, do you tell a lion to hug a zebra? Let me tell you, that is a lion's food. So hugging today does not mean he's not going to eat it tomorrow. What is this basically saying? If this man has been beating this woman for 6 years, this is something that is become so natural to him. So you think because they are hugging today, it guarantees her safety? It doesn't guarantee her safety. Am I saying she's not safe? That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that it does not guarantee her safety. I don't know what even makes any man think it's okay to lift your hands and hit your wife. For what reason? A lot of these men cannot dare lift their hands and hit their own sisters that are of the age of their wives. Somehow they think it's okay then to hit their wife. That's what I do not understand. Another reason why you should not allow children grow up in this kind of environment is that sometimes those children can grow up and think this is okay. The boys think it's okay to hit their own wives when they marry, and the girls think it's okay for mommy to sit down there and be hit, and then they think it's okay for them to grow up and their husband should beat them. What is sad about this whole thing, and the way personally how I feel about how this governor handled this thing, there needs to be a message out there to say this is not going to be tolerated. There should be a message to say that this is completely unacceptable. There should be a message there. You know why that message is important? Because another man that is doing the exact same thing should be able to look and say, the consequences of that man's actions, I do not want it to come to me. There should be enough consequences, repercussions for such actions to deter such men from doing it again. But when the governor came and made it look like it's just 2 children in the playground fighting, I say shake your hands and be friends again. Like that is wrong. The final area that I want to address is very important. You know, there are people now that have seen this, and because they saw the scars on her face, there's an uproar, everybody is speaking, and it's great to hear men speak up against something like this as well. But the truth is this. A lot of us cannot do anything about God. We're not the governor of the state. We're not the whatever. We can't play any role apart from what we share on social media or comments that people leave on social media and everything. But the area where we can play a part is this. If this woman was to walk away and she becomes a divorcee, there are people that are going to tell her she's going to hell. There are people that are going to condemn her and laugh at her for being a woman that left her marriage. Let's not forget the people that have walked away. How does society treat them? How are they viewed? If she walked away and said, the next beating may end my life, I want to completely walk away from this, people are going to look at her and be like, look at that one, single mother. All I'm saying is this, just to help people realize why she may reason the way she's not the only one. A lot of women go back to this situation because of society. Because of society will put their lives through hell. Unfortunately, people end up staying because of the stigmatization. Let's play our own part in understanding the situation of women that walked away. Before we say walk away, let's remember and ask ourselves, how have we treated those that walked away? So at least that is an area we can play a part, is in this area of stigmatizing women. Let's remember to think twice about how we treat women that walked away from situations like that. I wanted to come here and share with you guys. Thank God now for the power of social media. There may be a man somewhere, a man like that is going to be watching this video. Leave comments for such a man. A woman that is going through such a situation may be watching this video. Leave comments for such a woman. What is your advice for such a man that does something like that? What is your advice for such a woman that is going through something like that? Or vice versa, because some women are actually abusive. They may not be as common, but it does happen. There are some men that are very quiet men that end up being abused in their marriages, but they can never speak because they are too embarrassed to say that their wives beat them up at home. There are some men that physically can beat their wives, but it's not in their nature to hit a woman, and those women take advantage. We have to be honest, these things happen too. Another thing I would like us to talk about in the comment section is this: do you think this governor did the right thing? Yes or no? Is whatever, everybody is free to have their own opinion. Do you think it's the right thing? Do you think it's the right thing for this woman to go back to this marriage? Whatever your opinions are about this particular couple, about this particular situation, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.